Hey, welcome to Encyclopedia Ormauk. In here, you'll find a wide range of things like magic Uber, stone horseman, job burnout, and snail stew. Ever since I was a kid, I've been a big fan of comics. Every weekend, I'd be exposed to a variety of strips from Garfield to Pugad Baboy, clueless to the larger meanings and goals of these cultural icons. Little me just liked the funny pictures. As I grew up, I took interest in graphic novels like Bone and Amulet, equal parts silly, whimsical, and fantastical. Anyone remember those graphic novels? I don't hear a lot about them anymore, but I learned recently about Bone Comics or its parent company having a bigger share than Marvel and DC Comics or something. I don't know. Anyways, like a typical immigrant kid with a lot of free time on their hands, I got into manga. Japan got my ass. And I was exposed to some of the best comic art I've seen in my life up to that point. I've since discovered and enjoyed a broader scope of illustrators and other artists since then. But the two artists who've been inspiring me to keep picking my pen up are Miyazaki and Moebius. It feels like a personal meme at this point to keep bringing these guys up, as you guys would have heard me say their names again and again if you've seen our other videos. Basic? Maybe. They're the GOATs for a reason, and there's just something hypnotic about Moebius' perfectly harmonic, organic shapes, iconic character designs, and crunchy-ass colors, as well as Ghibli artists' foundationally solid background work, perfectly exaggerating real life just enough to make the mundane feel fantastic. I've never written anything remotely cohesive outside of D&D one-shots before, so my main goal right now for the comics is to blow the fuck up and act like I don't know nobody. I just wanted to dip my toes into a little bit of writing, and once I complete this short story, I'll plan out my next steps from there. I really am just making this shit up as I go along. I started this whole channel as a way to push myself to make more art. By extension, this comic run I'm doing kind of challenges me to push my boundaries in terms of what I'm comfortable drawing. So far, I've surprisingly been really enjoying drawing all the background art, almost to the detriment of my self-imposed schedule. My biggest challenge so far has been making dynamic shots work, since perspective has always been my weakest point. Overall, I'm just excited to bring some of the ideas I've come up with over the last year or so to life through a format I'm very interested about. If you've read what chapters are out so far by the time I'm posting this video, you may be asking yourself, where's the solarpunk? Maybe not like that, but you'd be right to ask. Since my first video on this channel about starting a solarpunk world-building project, I've been really interested in exploring the community part of solarpunk. The renewable tech and all that jazz is really cool, and I'm excited to take a deep dive into Ormauk technology, but what really stands out to me is the fact that, with or without the tech, solarpunk, I believe, is a movement that invites socialization. Less of a let's talk kind of way, but more of a we're here for you kind of socialization. That's kind of what I want to capture in this story. The interactions and companionship mixed with the technologies available to us and how it affects our relationship with one another and nature. The short story follows brothers Ren and Bon, who are on a quest to escort an archivist named Roshin to a Yama watching event. Their mission is to document a gathering of Yama watchers, get to know the hobbyists and learn more about this niche and often dangerous hobby. I've mentioned llamas briefly in the past as an umbrella term for massive nature guardians within Ormauk. So this run of the comics will finally introduce them in a slightly unexpected way. I'm sprinkling some slice-of-life flavored chapters throughout the story to give me some flexibility to tackle some more spontaneous ideas I might have. So far, we've seen a glimpse of Ren's troubles, the brothers reconnecting, and in the background, a whole lot of Ormauk. If you're interested in following the story, I post my chapters on our social media. Links to those down below, along with our other projects. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.